All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to a pre-market show. Hope everyone is having an amazing morning. Hope you had a great day yesterday. Welcome to the pre-market show as we get started for another day of trading. Good morning, Norm. How you doing today?
Hey, good morning, Carlos. I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Doing good, doing good. All right, guys, so let's get to it. We had a bit of a nice watch list yesterday. A lot in play on here. I'm not going to go through everything that we had on watch, but let's start over here with Uber. And actually, today already looking very interesting. Definitely on our gappers list this morning. You can see just taking a huge drop here today. But let's look at how it traded yesterday. Let's go over here to our 5 minute. We have our 1 minute up here as well. Let's get over here over to Uber. All right, so here's our 5 minute, guys. Nice drop off the bat as soon as it started. Beautiful drop here, coming all the way down. Didn't give you an opportunity for opening range breakdown. It looked like it was going to set up that way, but this pullback was just not great, right? Pulls back here, doesn't sell back down. It actually reverses all the way back above the VWAP. So in here, guys, very tough to take a trade, right? Because if you're looking for opening range breakup, you're looking for opening range breakdown, a VWAP reversal could have worked out here nicely with a stop loss at the end of the day. But if you looked at this price action, I was watching this one closely. It was not very clean. It's very difficult to take a trade in here. Finally, we talk about this after an hour or so. Stocks tend to settle down. So this thing got very toppy around this high of the day here that it made when it first opened up. And you can see here getting below the VWAP, could not establish anything above the VWAP. No trend here, right? It was very weak, and you can see sold off nicely, grabbing onto the 9 EMA for a beautiful drop all the way down to 28. So it finally found the bottom. Again, so very tough open for Uber. Great volume though, was trading very well in the pre-market as well. And you can see once it starts losing these levels, it just started heading down even further. Today they're taking a bit of a hit already, down 4.5, some really good volume. So we'll look at that one in a second. Here, BYND, guys, also another one that didn't have a great open, but had a beautiful trade after an hour or so. So I know Thor did his recap on this, took a nice trade from here all the way almost up to 85. So you got almost in the entirety of this, 100% of this move here. Took him several stabs. He got stopped out twice on these wicks, or once I believe, but he was able to take great advantage of this move. Now here what we have, guys, is again this thing sold off. It's been having a good support on the daily chart, right? So it has a great support down here. It's been hanging out here for a couple of days. So you do have the support towards the bottom. So again, a good indication when you host a support like that for a long time, you tend to be strong and have these bounces. So this is exactly what BYND did yesterday. After it settled down, after having some really erratic candles here, these candles are not great to take any type of setups. The reason why, because the wicks are way too wild, right? Look at the bodies of the candle on both of these. This price action was really all over the place, and then BYND tends to trade a little choppy. Once it settled down, you can see here held the VWAP beautifully, broke out of the VWAP, come back for the retest. This is a great entry for a continuation play to get into a trend trade, and you can see here how it holds the 9 EMA beautifully on the 5 minute. The minute it loses the 9 EMA and loses the 20, and you get the crossovers, you know it's most likely going to the move is done, is most likely going to head back in the other direction. AMRN we had on our list, guys. This was a beautiful opening range breakdown. Didn't have the best pre-market activity, but look how nice this thing opened up. A beautiful opening range, not with a lot of activity on the 1 minute. The 1 minute looks a little stale, but the 5 looks great. You get a mini pullback here towards the VWAP. That's a great entry for a short, and you get a nice drop, breaking the low of the day towards the bottom here. So again, this is your opening range. Here's your entry. We spoke about this in class 4 yesterday as we were going through our day trading strategies. And this is one of them we talked about in details about entries, where your stop is going to be near the VWAP and where you're going to be heading for as a target. Your target here would have been the low of the day here. Obviously, that's a big drop already. And you can see it continues to head lower all the way down. I mean, you don't expect this type of drop. This is a big drop here all the way down to 1650. So this was nice, traded very well. And once you get this type of cushion, you can take some partials out and you can let the rest run to see if you're going to head back and test that level one more time. MYGN, man, this one was so active, very nice at the open, but just look at these crazy candles. If you took this for an opening range on the 5 minute, he was quick enough. He was able to take advantage of this pop here. Again, this pop is a little aggressive, guys. It's 22.40, goes up almost $1 to 20, $2 to 24.20. Right, so again, this was a very aggressive pop here, and I was watching this. This happened very fast. If you got a good entry, you have to be very quick on the trigger to take partials out on the way up, because then after that, shot right back down and then starts almost putting in an engulfing candle, not quite right? And then it starts getting really choppy. In this area here, I was expecting for this to break down from this 21, 24 level we had. It just kept testing that. So again, I was having a hard time. Then on this candle here, finally broke that support that we had at the pre-market, and almost for an hour. We held this almost for an hour here. Once it broke that, it became very weak. You might not catch this candle. This candle happened very fast for a lot of volume. What you want to do is wait for the retest, right? Here's the retest of that prior support. Now that becomes resistance. This is your entry signal to head south, and then you set your stop loss at the next technical level, and you can see how beautifully this thing trended down, grabbing onto 9 EMA. Again, guys, some of these strategies, you have to be patient, right? They don't happen right away. Again, this took almost about an hour to set up, but you have to have patience and wait for them to give you the entry signal to get going. Here we have AMD. AMD was not as nice as it's been in the last couple of days at the open. Again, we talk about this hour being just very stressful to trade with AMD. But after an hour, hour and a half, this is when, and we're talking about this in the chat. Look how it settles down, finds the base, finds a direction, and then you start getting these beautiful ABCD patterns, right? Constantly that is happening with AMD. So yesterday we had the same situation here. Again, just trading nicely, beautiful ABCD patterns, and then towards the end of the day, we had this just crazy drop here towards the close. But again, look how nice it settled. After it settled down, you had these crazy candles here. After it settled down, you can start getting these great ABCD patterns on AMD. It's the second time we kind of see this on AMD. So we'll see what it's doing today. We'll take a look at it. I see it has some volume already, 377. We'll see if there's anything else going on there. Here is Roku, guys. So let's see what's happening with Roku. Roku has been one that has been very active. Let's look at the daily chart. Right now, it's really consolidating. All right, we had some nice run from 98 all the way up to this level here. We found some resistance, and a few times we were able to break out of them, which was nice. Yesterday was looked like it was kind of going to lose this previous area of resistance and support, right? We had support over the last couple of days. Yesterday it looked like it was going to lose that, so it was looking very interesting. And it didn't quite lose it. It still held it. It's still holding it now. It's right on it. So again, still an interesting play for Roku to see what it's going to do here. So the way it traded yesterday, didn't trade very well. Had a nice drop here on the 1 minute. Let me show you guys the 5 for yesterday on Roku, and then we'll do one more, and then we'll get going to our list because we had quite a bit yesterday. So that's a nice engulfing here on the 5. Again, this is a good signal for a reversal. Unfortunately, I did not have shares for short, but you can see this is your entry signal here on the crack of the low of the open of the previous candle. If you missed that, you can wait for a pullback from confirmation. You don't get a decent pullback here, but so you have to be very quick. It doesn't quite go up to the VWAP, but this could have been a good entry here to head towards the low of the day. Another retest of the VWAP. Cannot hold above the VWAP, guys. We know that a stock is having a hard time getting above the VWAP and gets rejection. Is usually on a downtrend, and it's going to sell off even further. All right, guys, so I'm not going to go through anymore. We have quite a bit yesterday. We had also Apple. We had Nvidia. We had some other possible ones on here that they didn't trade as well. These were lower stocks, lower floats, or just trading under under $5 like AGRX was. So again, tons of stocks there, guys. It's been a time in the markets when you have earnings and a lot of stuff going on that our watch list is pretty big. So you gotta pick and choose where you're going to watch. You can't watch everything, unfortunately, but hopefully today we can find a good pile out of this list we have here.
And you didn't even go over the NXTC craziness that happened midday.
Oh, I didn't even see that one. What was that one? NX?
Yeah, it was. Apparently they had a cancer drug. It's a fairly recent IPO, low float. That it opened the day at $25 and it went up to 109 at one point in the day. It was absolutely insane.
This is wild.
Yeah.
These are fun to watch. I mean, I wish I was in them with just 500 shares, but again, these are fun to really watch and the action take place here. Again, it reminds me of BPTAs, those crazy parabolic stocks. These moves, it's just happened. I mean, look at this, and where's the volume, right? Oh my God, scary stuff. Scary stuff.
It was nuts. It was nuts to watch. I wasn't going to trade it, but it was.
Yeah.
And it was very, very interesting.
And just think about it. When this stuff is happening, someone is going short here. Someone's going short thinking this thing is going to drop. So I guarantee you there's a lot of margin calls, a lot of people that blew up their account in this type of trades. Because you imagine you going in on this candle, this 5-minute candle, next thing you know, you're down $30 per share. How do you manage that, right? So, all right, guys. Norm, what do we have for the SPY for today and for the rest of this week that we got coming up to Thursday and Friday?
Yeah. So first thing I want to note that's of major importance for the markets today is that it's Peter's birthday. So if everybody would be nice and wish Peter a happy birthday, that would be awesome.
Nice.
Happy birthday, buddy.
Yeah, happy
And
birthday,
then
Peter.
so the SPY's up just a little bit, 0.1% this morning. Just started popping, getting some volume. I haven't seen any specific news. I don't know if that's just a little blip or what. Not a ton of economic data. Productivity came in this morning. I believe it was 0.3% negative versus 0.6 positive expected, somewhere along those lines. There's a Fed speaker a few times today. I wouldn't think too much of that going on. Just a ton of earnings really this week. That's kind of where things sit. We've got a pretty good list, it looks like.
All right, excellent. All right, guys. So let's get to it. Let's start PCG up here again. This time not a gapping up, gapping down, -2% based on trade ideas. So let's get PCG over on here. So PCG, guys, this one again has been bouncing back quite a bit. It did not do much yesterday. Looks like today is got a nasty pre-market activity, and usually for the most part, it's been having pretty bad pre-market activity. Just some volume. Let's see how I traded yesterday. I mean, look at this stuff yesterday. Yesterday was pretty tough. Not saying that it's not tradable. You can scalp out this if you want to trade the range. That's the great thing about the markets, guys. So many different ways to trade this stuff, right? As long as you have a plan, you have an edge. You know, you can trade the markets different way. I know people that trade these top and bottom ranges, right? They'll short here, take off here. They'll short here and take off here, or vice versa, right? That's a style of trading, right? So you got to find your niche. But here, for us, for what we're looking for, this didn't trade very well. Just kind of stuck within the range. And again, it looks like the volume just kind of died down towards the mid-morning, and not much happening there. So you go to the daily candles. You have a few bodies on here that look great. They traded great here, but overall, it's been pretty flat. So I think we're going to get into this area of consolidation, what we did a couple of days ago, that we just kind of stuck within this range, not really giving us a lot of opportunity. News broke out, which again, stuff that is already out there. And it was able to break down here and give us some good short opportunities. But overall, it's just not one that I'm going to watch. I don't think it has a lot of great trading, at least now that it's going to probably be stuck in this other consolidation period that we've been in before. We'll keep it on it just in case it gives us a surprise, but overall, not anything great. AYR, guys, this one here is a stock that's gapping up 16.3 this morning. Where's the volume? Oh, it looks like a buyout. Looks pretty flat right now. At least there's not great activity happening at the moment. This looks very choppy. Not sure if it's a buyout, but it looks like one right now. It looks like we have some really.
It is.
It is? Okay. It has a big block trade here. So, yeah, nothing exciting, guys. If you want to see what happens to a buyout, right, or look at Fitbit. Look on this day. We had 206 million shares traded on this day, and the range was about 10 cents. Right, it's just tons of volume, 10 cents, not really tradable. So that's what happens when you have look at the intraday over in November 1st, and you can see why a buyout is not a good idea to trade. Next, we have Uber. Uber's on here. See what's going on. So Uber again dropping down again today. Gapped up yesterday, huge. Sold off for the most part. Lost some of these great support that we had, 27.8, 28.70, 28.35. Once it starts losing these major supports that we had here, you know, everybody's gonna bail out on this, right? Because if it's gonna bounce from these areas where it did it before. These are where buyers are waiting to pick it up and head back towards this area again. If it fails, then everybody just bails and volume comes in and continues to drop. Today, we're dropping another 4.8 with 7.1 million shares traded. Norm, what's going on with Uber? More news, or what's the deal today?
Their lockup period expires today, so that's 180 days from their IPO. All these people, so their float will increase substantially. all the investors and early employees that were given stock that have not been able to do anything with it yet now have the ability to unleash that into the market and cash in. So you see it a lot. Sometimes it has an effect, sometimes it doesn't. In this case, it's highly negative this morning because I think Uber's been hammered so much and there's so many questions about their profitability. Then they just laid an egg of their earnings yesterday or the day before, and you know, I guess it was. I'm forgetting what day of the week it even is, Carlos. So, so now these guys want to get out and get their money before this thing really, in case it gets out, goes down anymore.
Yeah, so this one, guys, taking a huge hit here with some really good volume. So we'll see how that develops into the market open, guys. So just a note here, if you're doing your market list, just a little tip here, you can actually have a column here where you can put user notes. The way to do that, you go to config and you head on here over to your columns on Dash Trader Pro, and there's this column down here that it's called the user notes, and you could put this on here, put it on your list, and if you want to enter any type of notes on here for reference, you could put it on there, maybe highway to hell type thing, and you can see it'll stay on there for your open. So again, good little tip here. User notes, you can keep it on there if you want to have a note on when you're preparing your watch list. All right, so let's head on over to WW. Let's see what we got going on here. So this is Weight Watchers, right? Oh no, it's something else. This is WW Internationals.
It's Weight Watchers.
Oh, it is. Okay.
They renamed themselves themselves WW.
Oh, okay. Yep. That just happened recently. Because I had no idea that.
About a year and a half ago.
Oh, okay, perfect. So Weight Watchers here, guys. This thing is down 15%. I remember we traded this quite a bit in the past. It trades very well. It's been taking a hit. I remember all these gap downs. There's kind of constantly bad news on this one. Today they're gapping down after having a pretty nice little run, looks like. So they're gapping down 15%, 109,000 shares traded so far. Definitely going to keep an eye on this one. It trades well when it has news. As you can see here, the volume comes in and it gives some good opportunity. I'm assuming bad earnings on this one.
Norm? They reported last night. They reported last night. Had pretty bad earnings, some guidance issues as well. So they're getting hit here. We've traded this one in the past. It's been a pretty good trading stock. So I'll definitely have my eye on it.
Yeah, it does trade very, very.
They also got, and then they've already gotten one downgrade that I've seen this morning. There could be more incoming. So.
Yeah, so we'll definitely keep an eye on this one. This one will be good to watch. All right, next we have CYBR. So CYBR, this one is 109,000 shares traded so far. We are gapping up 10.7 this morning. Pre-market activity is looking okay. What's the ATR on this? This thing is up $11 today. So CYBR. ATR is $3.66. So that's quite high, guys, for a stock that's trading at 106. So be aware of that. Very high ATR. You want to manage your risk accordingly here. And today on a day that is in play and going from 106 to 117 is definitely a lot going on here. So decent size flow, 36 million shares flow. So it's not a low flow, but you want to treat this one as a low flow and have very good risk management on this and not take a bunch of shares. So gapping up quite a bit today. Norm, any idea on Cyber-Ark software?
Yeah, so they had good third quarter earnings that they announced this morning. So I haven't had a chance. It just came out a few minutes ago. I haven't had a chance to dig too deeply into it, but that's what's popping it so far.
All right, excellent. So CYBR also is looking good. Hopefully can continue to trade nice there. CVS. Now CVS is one that doesn't trade very clean, guys. We trade this quite a bit. Here and there has some good opportunities, but it's one that's very, very choppy. So not one of my favorite stocks. You can put that on the user notes. Trades choppy. But here you can see, are we making all-time highs on CVS? No, we're not. We've been up here before. So interesting. It looks like 52-week high. No, not quite. At the beginning of the year, we also had this on here. So they've been in a beautiful uptrend, but again, it's just based on the way they trade. They don't trade very well. It's a nicey stock. Right now, pre-market activity is looking okay. They have some volume up 2.7. Norm, any significant news or just technicals on this?
No, they reported earnings. It was overall good earnings. And like you said, I've traded CVS a few times. Sometimes it trades well, but it's not my favorite. If I can find something else, I'll probably take it unless this just sets up a beautiful pattern.
Exactly. Yeah, it's one of those ones that if we have something better to watch, we can put that on the side list. Next we have
But I mean, it may be the case. They did beat earnings. They beat revenues. They raised guidance. So the trifecta of good news for them on their earnings call.
Yeah. Yep. So here we have I is gapping down 7%. We have traded this one in the past. I don't recall trading it, but here we have 217,000 shares being traded right now. Pre-market activity is a little crappy, guys. This is not a clean pre-market activity at all. So we do have some volume. but this pre-market activity is not looking great. We do have some activity here in this one candle. We have 140,000 shares traded, which is the majority of the volume. So again, not looking all that good. The drop is nice though. I do like the fact that we're losing this area of support here. We've been chopping around here, consolidating, and now we have lost this area here. But again, just not a great pre-market activity. Any catalysts on I this morning?
I haven't found anything specific. It is a foreign stock, and I generally don't trade foreign stocks. Yeah, it's based in Luxembourg. So I don't dig into these as deeply. I haven't found anything. I did a quick search and I didn't find anything really that interesting. So
yeah. So foreign stocks we want to be cautious with. Although this one for a foreign stock has probably one of the cleanest daily charts we have seen for a foreign stock. Usually foreign stocks are very, very gappy, but overall they just don't trade as clean as regular stocks. So we'll be cautious with that. MTCH. We have looked at this one in the past. Let's see what we got going on here. This one, guys, is one that trades very choppy. We have looked at it in the past, so you want to be cautious. Today, they have 703,000 shares traded. Pre-market activity, though, looks okay. So we have a decent pre-market activity here. We have a beautiful gap down, right, leaving some areas of support that we have had in the past. So this is good. And we're running into support over here back in April and May. So I do like this drop here. I do like the pre-market activity at the moment. Definitely one that we can watch. Let's just check out the ATR because this one seems like it can move a bit. ATR is $2.42 for $60 stocks, guys. That's pretty high. And on a day that we have some good volume, we just want to be cautious on your number of shares here. So Norm, MTCH match group. I know this has been something we looked at in the past plenty of times. Anything exciting for these guys today?
They had earnings last night. They were disappointing. They lowered guidance as well. And then on top of that, you got to keep an eye out on this. They've got a 63% short float per trade ideas. So that's a significant number there. I've seen other sources in the mid 50s. So whether it's 55 or 63% short, it is a very, very highly shorted stock.
All right, thank you for that. So yeah, I want to be very
cautious. That probably helps contribute to some of the whippiness that you talk about. It almost, sometimes that short float can almost act like it reduces the amount of shares available, really.
Yeah. So next, guys, we have ATHS here. 2.7 million shares traded right now. Oh man, nasty pre-market action. Just a bunch of huge block trades here. 1.4 million shares traded. That should be somewhere here in the time and sales. Maybe already got bypassed. And then here we have another 684,000 shares. Not really creating any type of great pre-market activity. Has a beautiful drop though. I gotta say, this is a nice drop all the way down to 15%, leaving some of these areas of some of these pivot points of support that we have had here. The resistance, breaking down towards this area consolidation we had before. Not the best daily chart from here to here, but from here to here has a nice, beautiful daily chart, nice flow to it. But again, this drop is followed by some really heavy block trades. So let's just keep it on here. We'll come back to it to see what if it gets any better. But right now, this pre-market activity is not looking all that great for us to trade. Next, we have SUPN. SUPN is a 242,000 shares traded. Also not a great pre-market activity. Looks a little bit choppy. The drop is great though, guys. 24%. That's a big drop here. The volume is in the pre-market activity is not giving us anything great besides just this amazing drop. Definitely worth watching to see how this pre-market activity builds again. But right now, though, even though it has 242, this pre-market activity is pretty stale. So we'll come back to these two, ATHS and SUPN. We'll come back to those and see if they can get any better pre-market activity that we can look at. So that completes our gappers list. Let's go over to Nasdaq active, Nasdaq gainers. Let's move this out of the way. And let's see what we have in that area. So starting off with FCEL, one that's always on here, guys. Penny stock doesn't trade well. We'll go to the next one. SLS, another one as well. Penny stock, always on the gappers list, doesn't trade well. AGRX was here yesterday. Looks like it's gapping up today, another 10%. But again, looks like it might just be selling down again. Went as high as 327. So I'm not sure about this one, guys. It's got a great pre-market activity. It's got some good volume. We can throw it on here just to follow up and see if we can get some kind of continuation play. But I don't like the fact that it's selling down now, right? It might come back down to this 240 area. VISL, another penny stock. We'll skip this one. HSA Hasbro. This is one that we have traded in the past. When it is in play, it can trade very well. I like the drop here. I do like that we're leaving this area of consolidation after having a really bad gap down here a couple of days ago. We had this on watch at that time. So right now we're kind of hitting the bottom of this consolidation, 94.15, 800,000 shares traded so far. We're down 1.7, and the pre-market activity is starting to build. So yeah, I definitely like this one, guys. I think it's worth watching. Again, Hasbro can trade very well when it's in play, and today is definitely looking pretty nice. MTCH we have, guys, so nice big drop here, down 13%. SNY, this one here, where's the volume? So we have 660, but I'm not seeing that. Huge block trade, huge block trades right here, time and sales. So not really anything is in play. We'll skip this one. SAUC, also nastiness, guys, here, huge volume here, block trade, no pre-market activity. We'll skip that. AMD is now getting into an area of consolidation here. So it had a couple of beautiful days. Look at the ABCD patterns on the daily chart, some nice trading. Yesterday didn't trade as well, right? As it did on the last couple of days. It had a really good trend trade. Yesterday kind of did that a little bit, but not as clean as it has done over the last couple of days. So we could just be getting into a pullback area like we have in the past, right? Sometimes these patterns tend to repeat themselves, right? You got an ABCD pattern here. You have an ABCD pattern here. Another one here forming as well. So now we could be doing the exact same thing. After a couple of runs of some green candles, right? You're going to take a rest. You're going to have a pullback. And here you can probably rest or get a continuation play. So AMD is exciting. Good pre-market activity right now. Some good volume. But at the moment, I don't see anything great as we did in the last couple of days. So it could be going for a secondary, but I'm not going to add it to our main list today. Nasdaq gainers, let's go with this one. This one we looked at, not great. SX, nothing happening here, guys. Nothing good there. IMRN, no volume. PRPL, no volume. INGN, no volume. PMTS, same situation. SESN, this one's always on here. Also a penny stock, doesn't trade very well. AGRX, possible. Let's see what happens there. CYBR, one that's starting to get going this morning. We have this on our list. Let's see how this pre-market activity continues to develop. News broke out today, so we have some action happening there. ODPT, ODP, this one here, penny stock, not really anything exciting. Look at this pre-market activity. It's also not looking great at all. All right, guys, so that is what we have. Let's see, what do you guys have on your end? So we have quite a bit. Norm, what do you like this morning?
I'm going to stick to what we got on our list primarily. I'm going to whittle it down a bit because it's way too big, and some of the greatest stuff here. I'll work on that. One thing I'm going to keep on my keep on my list from yesterday is KR. It really was looking pretty benign before the open, and then it just had a hell of a day. So I'm going to see what happens on that one. Not much to speak of right now. There's really no gap and not a whole lot of volume, but it's a nicey stock, and it's kind of how it trades. So that's about it for the moment.
All right, excellent. Let's head over to what you guys have on your end. So let's look at HPQ. All right, so HPQ, guys, not a great pre-market activity right now. It has tons of volume. This looks pretty flat on the pre-market action, so not sure what's going on with HPQ here. HP usually doesn't trade very clean, guys, but today this is very unusual pre-market activity for HPQ. So great volume, up 8.4, but again, just look at how this action is being traded in the pre-market. So I'm gonna skip this one for now. This could go either way. You can actually get going here. It's a big gap, 8.5. Just the pre-market activity is just not looking all that great right now. Let's see at
HPQ isn't the greatest trading stock to begin with, and this is moving on a potential buyout by Xerox. So,
that's what it is. Okay, that makes sense. That's why it looks a little bit flat on here, but again, it could put in a move today, but usually not the best trading stock.
It's not an official buyout, but nevertheless, it's not great trading stock. I know we're getting asked a lot about MU, so you might want to take a look at that one.
MU, all right. Let's look at MU, see what's going on there. So let's hop over to MU. What are we doing this morning? So typical pre-market activity, not a lot going on here. I see the daily looks interesting. It's down a bit here. Looks like it wants to head back towards the bottom. But on the pre-market, I'm not seeing anything exciting, guys. What do you guys see on your end? If anything that looks great, maybe I could be missing something. But right now, pre-market activity-wise, typical MU doesn't have anything great going on. Low volume. It is. Oh, hold on, looking at the wrong one. The wrong ticker. Here we go. Typical NYSE stock. I'm sorry, not NYSE stock, but a typical open for MU where it doesn't really have a lot of great volume. Does not mean that it cannot put in a great pre-market activity or at the open. But right now, I'm not seeing anything great, guys, on MU. Are they reporting today or no? No, right? They reported a couple of days ago, I believe. So, yeah, I'm not seeing anything great, guys, on there. What else do we have? Let's look at it. ATHS we have here, ATUS we have on here, so we'll look at that one in a little bit more detail. Let's look at WBA. WBA we have traded in the past. This is Walgreens, so this could be moving with CVS, right? It could be in the same category. So I'm not seeing anything great.
So WBA is they're exploring going private.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay. Yeah, so I'm not seeing great pre-market activity, guys, off WA at the moment. So again, I'm just gonna skip this one. We have some other ones that look very good in this list down here. All right, next we have all right, so we looked at MU already. Let's look at AMRX. AMRX, not much volume right now. It has 225. What I mean is it's just not a great pre-market activity, right? So 225, but look at this pre-market action. It's just not looking all that great. It is down 26%. But again, just not trading great in the pre-market action. What's the float on this one too? AMRX.
128 million.
128 million, yeah. So you could have some movement out of this. Usually stocks that have a high float like this and are lower price don't move too well. You're going to notice that also. But again, right now, pre-market action is not giving us anything that looks great. All right, let's get over here. Look at our YouTube chat room. See what else we have going on this morning.
We're running a little bit behind. We might want to hop over to announcements soon.
Actually, yes. I didn't notice the time. 9:03 Eastern time. Yeah, let's get over to the announcements and go over that, and then we'll come back and do our support and resistance. Thank you, Norm. I lost track of time there. Let's get the announcements here. All right.
Did you get the new one I sent?
Oh, you sent the new one? All right. Let me hop over and pull that new one up.
Guys, don't forget while we're sitting here, we've got he pulls that up. We've got full classes this week. Classes 1 and 2 are on Monday. 3 and 4 were last night. You have anything today, Carlos?
No, today we are open. Nothing today. We are free, so take a break.
Yeah.
And then tomorrow.
Is class 5 and lifetime webinar.
Yep, absolutely.
Mentorship webinar.
All right, here we go.
All right. So Trade Ideas doing their fall test drive. They've increased the amount of time, so you can get 10 days for $8.99. It's well worth it. In line with all the Trade Ideas stuff going on right now, we're having a new scanner contest, Trade Ideas scanner contest. Throughout the month of November, there are no entries yet, which isn't too surprising. Sometimes it takes time to build out and test scanners. But we would love to see some new scanners in the room. If you have anything, post info about it in the forums, and we'll vote after November is over, and the winner can win an iPad and have the honor of your scanner being added to our quiver, if you will, of scanners that we use for the room every day and we keep up for the chat. DAS is #1 best trader competition. Its third iteration will be starting on November 15th. Save $15 with the promo code BB15. It also tags you as a BBT member on there. So it's really cool. BBT member 1, he came in #1 as a stock trader. I believe he was second place overall. Somebody was trading some crazy options or something and beat him. But nevertheless, awesome performance. And you can see on the live leaderboard, how BBT members are doing. Benzinga FinTech Awards, thank everybody for voting. It is over now. So we're just waiting to see how everything lines up for that. Much appreciated. Upcoming meetups, we've got Clearwater Beach, Florida, November 16th. Should be a great meetup, special guest there. Info is in the forums. Halloween discount, still ongoing for a couple days. You can get a 35% off a lifetime membership. Was the deepest discount we've ever offered. Use the promo code Halloween to do so. Really awesome news. So November 19th at noon Eastern for the chat, we are going to have Robert Green, CPA, the #1, probably best known accountant, tax man for traders. It will be here, like I said in the chat. He's going to go over Trader Tax Law 2019 update. Essentially, all the questions that everybody asks about trader tax status, mark-to-market accounting election, wash sale rule, all that kind of stuff. He is going to go through that. He's going to take some Q&A and everything else. So I think it'll be really beneficial, especially for new traders. If you haven't been through tax season before or any of that, it's important info to know. His website's Green Trader Tax. We refer people to it all the time. So we will have him here for a special discussion. And then if you're on YouTube and you want to try out the room, you can do so for a discount. 1 week trial. Try pre-market. Use the code premarket24. Does not auto renew. Does not turn into another kind of membership. And then if you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, you'll be notified whenever we go online with new content, such as the pre-market show, interviews, any of this kind of stuff. So thank you, guys.
All right, folks. Excellent. All right, guys. So let's get to it. Let's go over this list. Let's fine tune this a bit and see what we're going to keep on here. So I'm going to go through it quickly first to get rid of some that don't look great to begin with. So PCG, guys, once I'm going to take off, we'll remove that one on PCG here. AYR also, again, it's not looking great, looking like a buyout, so I'm going to remove this one also as well. Uber, I'm going to keep very active right now. Again, 10 million shares traded. The lockout period just finished, so this is why we're getting this kind of activity. So let's see what action we can get out of Uber today. Weight Watchers, I'm going to keep. Not the greatest pre-market activity, but this stock trades very, very well. So we traded in the past a few times, so definitely want to watch this one. CYBR is getting some earnings this morning. It's popping up nicely. Again, high ATR, guys. Look at this thing is going from 107 to 117. So you want to be very cautious on the number of shares, but definitely want to watch this one. It can be very active and fun to trade today. CVS doesn't trade all that well, but we'll do some levels on here just to have it ready in case we get surprised with a good trading day. They do have some possible news today that's creating this beautiful pop this morning, up 2.8. Eyes pre-market activity is pretty crappy, guys. Not a great pre-market activity. I like the drop. I like that we're losing these levels here of consolidation, these support levels. But again, it's just not a great pre-market right now on the 5 minutes. So on the fence on that one, might remove that one as we go through it. MTCH, we're going to watch this morning. It's got a nice little drop here. It's got some good volume, down 12.8. And we're leaving a lot of this great support that we had in the past. So this could be a good one to trade. ATHS, also this ATHS and SUPN, they both have amazing drops, but not a great pre-market activity. So this could be two good possibles. We'll get some levels on it and put some possible on our secondary list. Hasbrook, I'm going to watch. Hasbrook looks good. We'll keep that one on watch. And KR is a good possible. So what we'll do is, just for the sake of time, we're going to put KR, ATHS, and also SUPN down here. We might not get to those today as we get ready for our watch list. Again, these are some good possible, guys. They don't have a great pre-market activity, but they're gapping down nicely. So it could be possible they trade very well this morning at the open. But right now, their pre-market activity is not all that great. So we have Uber, WW, Weight Watchers, CYBR, CVSI, MTCH, and Hasbrook. So let's start with Hasbrook here. Our low of our pre-market sitting at 93.70, so we'll mark that down. Towards the top, guys, we are losing this area of support that we've been consolidating over here. So we have our previous day close at 96. We can mark that our high of our pre-market over at 94.40. So we'll mark that down. Above that, the next best level we have is this previous day close right here, which has been support that area for the last couple of days here, here, and here as well. So let's keep that on there. Towards the bottom, in case we lose this low of the pre-market, let's head. Oh, this is nice, guys. Look at this level down here. So we kind of stuck within this this gap that we had a couple of days ago. Let's see when was the last area of support, of resistance, excuse me. It will be right over here at 93.12, and then below that, a clean area over here at a 90.58. Right, so 93.12 and 90.58 are the two areas of possible resistance that now can become support on Hasbrook. Again, we're kind of in the middle of this gap that we had a couple of months ago back in April. So that's good for Hasbrook right now, guys. Again, has a good pre-market activity. Hopefully can continue getting this nice volume and we can get a nice trade out of that. MT MTCH, high of our pre-market sitting at 62.26. Low of the pre-market sitting at 57.88, so we'll mark those down. Again, nice beautiful gap here, down 12.9, almost 13. Has a decent pre-market activity, guys. Has some really good volume. Towards the top, if we decide to head back to that 62.19, look at where those levels are right now, right? A couple of months ago, back in April and May, you can see the consolidation happening here, the bottom and the high, and above that, if we look at anything above 62.19, perfect level right here at 65.41. You can see the area when we broke out of this back to retest as support, and then support here, nice reversal heading back towards the top. Below 57.89, which is our low of our pre-market now, you can see how 57.89 was resistance at one point. Very strong resistance here that can now be support as our low of our pre-market. Clearly down here you have a nice level of support, 53.84. We'll mark that down. And also right in here, guys, we have another one, a retest around 56.20. So that's MTCH for us. Again, good pre-market activity right now. It has a great flow to it and has some good volume building up, 845. Here is I, guys. So again, I'm on the fence on this one. We'll do some levels, but most likely I'm going to move it down to our secondary list. We have 24.50 as low of the pre-market, high of the pre-market, very close towards the low of 2 days ago, 25.20. We'll mark that down. Towards the bottom, an area of support right over here at 23.81. You also have a moving average coming in here, so you have two confirmations you can put on here. And then below that, another great area of support here, 23.01. The whole dollar number, you look out for that area as well. Towards the top, above 25.20, guys, plenty of levels, highs and lows from the last two trading days, previous day close, so don't need to add any more towards the top above this 25.20. CVS here is again, doesn't trade very well, but just in case, guys, we have our high of our pre-market sitting at 69.90. All right, so let's see what we have above that. I know back in February, yes, back in February, we tested these areas a few times. So we do have a nice double top here in this area here and here. Above that 69.94, we have an area here at 70.34. Just one more above that. We do have a beautiful daily here. I don't think we'll get to 74.48, but that's clearly, you can see the support on there at 70.48. But yeah, that's the best level we have on there, guys. Again, let's see what it does around this 70.34. This is going to be big resistance because it has not been able to get above that in the last couple of times that it has tried to reach that level. So let's see what it does, if it can break out of 69.94 and head above this 70.34 area. CYBR, guys, very active this morning. Not the best pre-market activity now because it started getting nice and then it just kind of died down. But I expect this to get some volume. It is up 10%. High of the pre-market sitting at 118.55. So let's mark that down. Above that, we do have an area here at a 121.71. Above this, we have another area here, 124.55. Towards the bottom, you can see the daily chart here is giving us some good support areas right over here, over at 112.14. We're going to mark that down as the support down here. And then below that, guys, you got the highs from the last two trading days. And then way below that, you have the previous day close, highs and lows from the last two trading days. I don't think we'll head all the way down there, but anything is possible. This thing is up nicely with not great volume, guys. It's a big move with only 128,000 shares. So again, just want to be very, very careful with this one today. It needs to really get more volume and start trading a lot better in the pre-market for us to take an advantage of it. Weight Watchers is one that trades very clean, guys. We traded this in the past quite a bit. It trades very nice, very smooth. Low of the pre-market 31.40. Our high sitting at 33.10. So definitely one of my favorite ones this morning. Towards the bottom, guys, look at this level, 31.40. Resistance here, finally breaks out. A little retest and then you get going, right? So we love to see that type of pattern there. So towards the bottom, guys, we have a level here over at 29.66, and then all the way down here also being tested several times, 27.79. I don't think we'll head down that low, but just in case, we're prepared for that. Towards the top, you got the highs and lows from the last two trading days. If we can get above back to this 33.11 high of our pre-market, but again, this one trades very clean, so I'm looking forward to having this one on my main watch list today. Here's Uber. Again, Uber continues to get huge volume as the lockup period ends today. Low of the pre-market 26.05. We might be coming back down to test that one more time. Towards the top, guys, you really have previous day close. There's nothing much down here. This thing has been beaten up pretty badly since they IPO'd back in June. I mean, just look at the action here of really taking a massive hit. So let's see how this lockout period reacts today. Obviously, tons of volume, 12 million shares right now, down 6.4. We'll be interested to see what we get out of here. All-time low at 26.06. And there's really no other levels you can add to this, right? We'll just have to watch the price action and look out for these whole dollar numbers as well. All right, guys, so that is our list. Uber, Weight Watchers, CYBR, CVS, MTCH, Hasbrook, and we have some possibles down here as well. We're not going to go through these, but definitely some that we're waiting to see if they can get some good volume. Right now, they're gapping up and down pretty nicely here. Take care, guys.
The one other that I might add to this that might be interesting, and Andrew's coming on, but I'm just going to throw it out there, is WEN, Wendy's.
WEN.
They reported it doesn't have the volume quite yet, but it should hit our scanners soon. So it's traded well in the past. Might be interesting.
It has traded well in the past.
Good morning, Andrew.
And it does have a nice daily as well. So yeah, Norm, thank you for mentioning that. So Wendy's, we're going to go through that as well. Guys, thank you for joining us on YouTube. Have a great and safe trading day. We'll see you guys tomorrow, 8:30 Eastern time. Make sure to subscribe and like. And any questions you might have, throw them down in the comments and we'll get back to you. Take care, guys.
Take care, guys. Trade safe.